Jazzcast Pros.
But I do know mothers that
Yeah.
sit there and they beat themselves up because they feel like they need to be this amazing woman, this phenomenal mother, and they cannot have anything else out of their focus other than that. And I want to say something to those women. You can do it. You can still be a business owner. It'll be a little challenging, but you just have to have balance, a good support system, but you can do it. You know, I always say, if all the soccer moms could get together, the world would be a better place.
Right?
Because we're about it. We have everything prepared. We've got everything packed. We take action. We see a problem and we focus on the solution and not the problem, which is what any mother does.
Welcome back to the Beauty Boss Millionaire podcast with daily on-the-go episodes packed with testimonies and business tips to help you create financial freedom through entrepreneurship. Hosted by the owner of Fracassi Lashes and the Blow Dry Lounge, the Beauty Boss Millionaire herself, Falicia Fracassi.
Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in to Beauty Boss Millionaire with the Boss Talks. We're having these talks with boss women, and I have a mama boss on the line, Aria. She is the founder of M.O.B Nation. I love the title. Hey there, how are you, darling?
Hello, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you.
The fact that you're a mom and you're juggling all this is awesome. And you are just doing so much empowering women who balance both motherhood and business. And just, it sounds like you have such a support, such a network of support that is needed right now, especially with this whole pandemic we're going through. Moms are learning how to balance things all over again.
Yes, most definitely.
Absolutely. Yes. We also have Jazzy T on the line. She is another boss mama. She's our producer of Beauty Boss Millionaire, and she's just helping out and just sharing her input as well on what we're doing because, you know, this is what we do. We work as teams. So Jazzy, how you doing?
Hey, everybody. Yes, I'm excited to be here as well. Just the whole idea of mom bosses uniting like the mob. It's so exciting and empowering. So I can't wait to hear more about the network and the online community that you created specifically because I feel like that's what we all want to do right now is create or be involved in some sort of online community, especially during these times where we can't really be together as much as we would like to.
So Aria, tell us a little bit about M.O.B Nation. Like we've heard so much. I've read so many articles. You are doing a lot, but just tell us a little bit about how this was started and how you started this.
So I founded the M.O.B Nation in 2012, and initially it was kind of the idea of a networking group. I just was really I actually set out to find one other mom that was crazy enough to have a business and be balancing motherhood. We started doing little meetups, and then I realized that just so much more was needed for mom-owned businesses. So we founded the Alliance, which is kind of the next level of the M.O.B Nation, and that has marketing, referrals, support, networking opportunities, virtual connection. It's really just everything that a mom-owned business needs to thrive, both personally and professionally.
Beautiful. And you are located in Hawaii.
I am, yeah, but the group is national. So we have amazing mobs all over the U.S. and even a few international mobs as well.
That is so awesome. Can I get a aloha? Can I get an aloha, Jazzy? We should have been like, aloha, how you doing, M.O.B Nation? Because, you know, I feel like sometimes we, as women, we're almost feel like we're forced to choose. Do we be the stay-at-home mom or are we the businesswoman? And it sounds like you're bringing a platform, like a little hub where everyone can connect and do both. They can be a mother. They can have that support. They can also be a businesswoman. I mean, these are true entrepreneurs.
Definitely. It's all about, we're really focused on community over competition. So you'll see a lot of women in the same industry just helping each other out, swapping referrals, taking people under their wing if they're a little bit newer. So it's really just, it's everything truly that you need. It's the community like I've never seen, and one that I really was looking for myself almost a decade ago when I had my brick and mortar businesses.
Right. So tell us a little bit about the businesses that you have and that you're doing.
Well, M.O.B takes over my life. So that is a primary focus. And right now, especially, we have big things that we are working on that we are going to launch in the next month or so. I'm also a business mentor, creative consultant for small businesses. I love to work with creatives and women that are really on the edge of like some sort of change or pivot or up level, and they just need that help getting to that next level with, creative ideas and cheerleading and brainstorming. So I really get like hands-on in their business and help them reach that next goal or milestone.
Just yesterday, I had a mother come to me, and she said she actually waited a whole hour just to speak to me because I was having a meeting with my other staff members about starting up a business. And she said, "Look, I'm a young mother. I have a business, but I am trying to struggle. Like I have to pay for daycare. I want to start. I have a business that I know will work. It actually was working before the pandemic." And
Yeah.
now she's waiting for the kids to get in school. So she has no help. She needs a support system. So I'm going to tell her about you, one.
Oh,
And
thank you.
two, I think other women just like her are struggling with the same thing. I'm a young mother. My kids are 11 and 12, but I started this business when they were literally one, and I had one already in tow, and I was still working. What do you do in situations like that where moms, they have kids and they need help? And what kind of resources do you provide in that sense?
So we do have an online community that is very active, and all the members are very interested in showing up and providing value. So we create a safe space where a lot of women can come with that exact question that was brought to you, I have no idea what I'm doing, or, this is hard, or anything like that, and feel safe to do that without, judgment or anything else. And then just people love to connect and lift them up and offer resources.
So, what I was interested in hearing from you, Aria, is what was your first business and how were you able to turn the mob into something that can sustain you so that you don't have to do anything else? This literally is your job. Because I know a lot of people are interested in finding a community, but the way it sounds like you were able to actually make that your work. So, kind of give us a little behind the scenes look at that.
Yeah, my first brick and mortar business was called Art a la carte, and it was a kids' art studio. We ended with 3 locations and a mobile unit that traveled around to schools and music festivals, the libraries, and that is where I started the mob. And we went through a big rent crisis, rent hike, where they were gentrifying the different areas that we were in, unfortunately, and doubled the rents. So we decided to shut down the brick and mortars, but it actually was just right at that time when I say that we were jumping into the Alliance and making that paid membership version, focusing on the mob and diving all in and focusing all of my love and heart and attention was actually kind of what saved me through that space of grief and loss, was being able to pour all of it into that. And it really blew up organically because we poured so much into our members. We listened so closely to what they needed. We really modeled the culture of how to show up for yourself and show up for your business and show up for other members in the community, that everybody was talking about it on social media. So we started getting requests to, have different meetups in Phoenix and San Diego and all these different areas. And we were doing almost 30 in-person meetups per month before COVID. And now obviously we switched to all virtual, but it's been a blessing again to have the virtual because we're accessible to so many more women that are not just waiting for, a meetup in their area. They can connect and learn from different backgrounds. They can learn from people outside of their community. If they ship a product or they have an online service, they can pretty much connect with a client anywhere in the US. So it's really blossomed organically, just based on showing up and truly loving the people that I serve and support, truly listening to them, and they'll be your marketers for you. They'll blow it up for you because they're going to talk about how much you loved on them and took care of them.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah, that's an awesome answer. Thank you so much for that.
How would it look? What does your life look like on a day-to-day basis with helping out these moms?
Well, now I feel like I'm in a different season where I have an amazing team. Everybody needs a Jazzy in their life, right? So I have
Jazzy is amazing.
Yeah. So I have my, Jazzies on my team. And just a couple years ago, I was really still in that hustle mode and really connected my productivity to my worth and my value. I was really like working, all of the time. And it's been a shift recently of really outsourcing and being able to call on my team so that I can stay in my zone of genius. So really my day-to-day is a lot more relaxed and flowing than it was just a couple of years ago, which is crazy to me because I always thought I was going to be like a workaholic. So I'm very good at like protecting my boundaries, making sure that I only stay in like good positive energy. I pop into my community, I check it out, I give them, some cheerleading. I meet with a couple clients, I talk to my team, and just keep that community going more from that CEO level.
Lovely.
All right, we have to take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Do you have unwanted facial hair or underarm hair? Don't wax, don't tweeze. Stop in for Fracassi Lashes and ask for laser hair removal. 6 sessions for only $200 for the lip or chin. Bikini and underarm only $300. Fracassi Lashes in the gray small, 225 lash. All technicians are laser certified and overseen by Dr. Gary's. The number one question that people are texting me right now is, what advice would you give to young mothers starting a business?
We'll definitely build that support team around you. You do not have to do it alone. But the number one thing that I tell people is that you have that calling on your heart for a reason. Like, you are meant to bring that out into the world in a way that only you can. So just start where you're at with whatever resources and knowledge and skills that you have now. Take that first messy action step and then build and evolve as you go. Don't wait until it's perfect. Don't wait, until that loud or that little whisper of like the nudge that you should be doing it turns into like a huge loud push from, God or universe source. Make sure that you just take that first messy action step and figure it out. People love to watch people evolve. And so it's even more reason to take your audience on that journey.
I love that you said that, because that is a common theme we've been hearing literally with everyone that we speak with. Everyone's like, just don't wait for it to be perfect. They're just saying, just start it, just get out there. So moms, just get out there and do it. It's one of those things where it's really hard because you're just thinking about all the fears, what can go wrong. Even if it's not perfect, just start it. And like she said, as you go, it evolves. I agree with you, because that's actually what I did. And if you look at any major company, that's what they all do. Like, Facebook isn't what it was back then. It's so different now. Now we can live stream. Now we can like and love things. We can say we're angry or sad. There's so many different things that we can do now on Facebook and on Instagram that we couldn't do. We didn't have stories before. So I agree with you. And I love what you said, because sometimes it's just about starting it. Just take that messy action step, start it, and get it started, honey. Just like with that baby. We didn't know what we were doing when we had these babies. There's no instruction manual that comes with these babies, but we just figure it out. It took me a while to figure out why my son was squirting me when I took off the diaper. Until I watched a video on YouTube and it said to take the diaper and just wait, because they get excited when they feel fresh air, and they just wait for them to just do it, and then you do it. And it took me a while for that.
There we go.
So,
but nothing could have prepared you for that, right? You have to take that action, and then you have to learn as you go. And that's going to be such a more valuable way. If I hadn't started and then learned what people need more of, what they resonate with, what kind of watching the different trends in the markets, I wouldn't have been able to make as much of an impact on the different members and my clients if I hadn't started just kind of where I was at and evolved with them.
For moms that are first starting up, the children obviously come first, So what do you recommend for women that are trying to balance the work life? Because, you can get burnt out. What do you recommend for women that are running a business and they're also a mom of 2 and 3 and 4 kids? I mean, I see moms that are balancing these things, especially in New York. We're hustlers. We're going to be a mom, and we're also going to try to have a hustle and a side hustle.
Yeah. I actually don't love the word balance because it doesn't really exist when it comes to motherhood and business. Like, something's always going to kind of be, one ball is usually going to drop.
Okay, so we'll use the word adjust. I agree with you, because you're right. Sometimes I think the Safe word is balance, but you're right. It's maybe just how do we adjust with these changes that are constantly happening. Thank you for that.
Well, I think that is the number one question that I get asked is how I balance. And I always had that same response. It's like, I don't. There's always, something that's kind of like being put to the back burner, and there's just different seasons for each thing, giving yourself permission to be fully present in whatever kind of season that you're in. Give yourself grace and know that like the next season is coming where you're going to be able to focus a little bit more on the kids, or a little bit more on business, or a little bit more on that like exciting project, and also I'm a big proponent for rest and making sure that you're always building in time for yourself. I think a lot of moms, we already are martyrs for our kids, and then we think we have to be martyrs for our businesses. But if you can really pour into yourself, protect your energy, keep that space, pour into self-care, whatever that looks for you, set your boundaries, then you're going to be able to serve so much better to your family and your clients. So don't just, fill your cup up, like have it be overflow and then serve from that overflow instead of, just from a full cup.
Now, someone just texted in and asked, they actually want my take on it. What do you do to balance out? That was like really good advice, what you said. They're asking me now, what do I do to balance out running between all the stores that I have? So, the answer to that question, I would say I am one for help. I am one for hiring help, and paying for your peace is what I call it. I pay for peace. And not everybody can do that, but even if it's something small, if it's just one day a week that you can have that babysitter or that person to help so you can take care of yourself, or having someone help with one of the hardest tasks. Like for me, it was cleaning the house. Like I at first, when I first started, I couldn't afford a maid, so I'd be in the house trying to fold the clothes, organize all the
Yeah.
socks, find the matching socks. And then what I realized is I said, okay, look, I can't do this. But I do know high schoolers that need a job that won't mind taking a Saturday or two, and I would just pay them, 40, $40, and they would organize everything for me and do the laundry. So what it looks like for me, the people that are asking, I just pay for my peace, because it's not, I can focus my energy and time on the business by just having help here and there in the house. And of course, now I've grown and evolved as a woman. I turned from that little girl who had the kids when I was 26 to now a whole full grown woman in my 30s, where now I have a woman that helps me. I have a nanny, and we have the maid services that come in. But I didn't do this for luxury or to show off. I did this because I needed someone that would help me while I was at work, because sometimes I wouldn't get home until 8 or 9. And one of the nanny's jobs is we have pre-scheduled meals out. So if anyone has children, get those pre-scheduled meals out and make a little schedule so everyone gets fed on time, and everyone's, so she makes all the meals at 5:30 every day, because I know that my schedule, I might get out of work late, or especially when you're at a CEO, you can't say, oh, gotta go. You can't always do that, especially if you're running a meeting. So for me, paying for that peace and paying for that help and having a network of people to support you, like she's doing with the M.O.B network, is so helpful. It takes a
Yeah.
village.
It does. And I have to applaud you for saying that, because obviously I talk about outsourcing all of the time and how much I rely on my team, and, paying for peace is a great way to put it. But I think that we need to hear from a lot more leaders that is what is happening, because I think that there is this culture where women feel like they have to do it all. Again, it goes back to that, associating your value with your productivity, right? Or like how much you're doing. And so hearing from more leaders that they outsource, or that they ask for help, or that they have a team is so important, because, we don't want that next generation of business owners to be burnt out like so many of us were when we first, got into this, because we were displayed only that one message that, women, moms are doing all of it, not complaining, not dropping a ball. They have it all together and they look good too. And they don't ever need to ask for help.
I love that. Yes, you're right. And it's so important that we do ask for help. How do women that are so successful and I've seen a lot. I basically have seen women that are the breadwinners now. They're running the house, and the guy is still helpful too, but the woman is the source of income. How do women like that deal with mom guilt? They call it mom guilt because they feel guilty because they're the ones out there running around the husband or the boyfriend or whoever's home with the kids. And, it's, and then you see, when I was younger, when the kids would fall and get hurt, they would run to the father because they was the one always with them. And I was like, oh
Yeah.
my God, they don't love me. Oh my God. How do you, like, someone that deals with that, what advice do you have for them?
Mom has to be happy in order for the kids to be happy. So you got to do what, makes your life joyful. Taking space to just kind of get over those limiting beliefs and build those affirmations. I like to have a lot of affirmations of like, I'm safe to do this. It's okay to take this step. I'm still a good mom. I'm still a good business owner. Those types of things to just consistently remind myself and surround myself with positive reaffirmations that guilt does not belong in this space at all.
I love that. You're 100% right. Having that community to back you up and having other business owners that are moms that understand what you're going through is so helpful. I love this whole mob community. And I remember I was speaking with Beyonce's publicist, and she is so busy. Her name is Yvette Nicole Shrew, and she is so amazing. She's been with Beyonce since she was, I think, 16 or 17, and she's still with her to this day. And I was doing her lashes one time, and she told me something that really helped me feel better. She said, Falicia, you are going through the same thing that I went through because Beyonce just blew up and took over back when she was with Destiny's Child. And
Yeah.
she started to see, her evolve. And she was like, I had to be on the road more. I had to do this more. I had to do more of her, cover a lot of her all her press stuff. And so she started to see, like, one of her daughters is very close to the father, and, one of the daughters is close, and it just kind of works out that way. And she told me, don't feel guilty, because I was feeling really bad at the time, because, at the time I was living in New York City, and my kids were, being watched by nannies, and then my husband, he would help watch out. And I was like, I feel like I only get to see them go to sleep and wake up, because when your business starts to boom, you don't even know what to do. I mean, imagine one day you're just sitting there patting the baby, burping the child. Next day you have a product and you're trying to mail out 1,000 orders, and you feel bad because next thing you know, look, the baby hasn't been burped, the baby's got diarrhea, all kinds of things are going wrong. But she said, don't feel guilty, just get that help. And it made me feel so much better because, I didn't plan on my life being this busy, but, like you said, you just pick up the pieces as you go and you figure it out.
Yes, definitely. And I think if anybody's listening, just remember that, there's no space for guilt. The kids will not remember those times as much as you're going to remember them. They're going to remember the times that I think about my mom. She has guilt over the fact that sometimes I would have cereal for dinner when she would get home because she didn't have the energy to cook. But I thought that was so fun, like having that time and that silly time, because then,
Exactly.
she wasn't in the kitchen as much, she was sitting with me at the table eating that cereal. So it's just funny the way that later on the kids are going to view it. And it's about making those little moments really count. And those are going to be the memories that stick out for your kids, because I think like that showed that my mom loved me and that, she brought home my favorite cereal. Of course, I'm excited to hang out with her instead of her being in the kitchen.
Thank you for saying that. I freaking love that you said that, because so many moms are like, I can't start a business. I'm just being honest. I'm the lady on the block everyone comes to and complains. So I hear all the stories. So what they usually tell me, and I'm literally in my salon right now, and I stepped off the floor to do this live, and I just had someone earlier that said, I'm one of those moms where I want to start it, but I feel like I have to wait till the kids are grown, or till they're out the house, or till they're, at least to the age of where they're 10 and 12, or they have in their head, they have these milestones where they think it's where they should start it. And I just don't think that you should let that limit you. I'm not saying that you have to go full-fledged and leave the child there breastfeeding. I'm not saying that. Unbreastfed. I'm not saying that. But I do know mothers that
Yeah.
sit there and they beat themselves up because they feel like they need to be this amazing woman, this phenomenal mother, and they cannot have anything else out of their focus other than that. And I want to say something to those women. You can do it. You can still
Yeah.
be a business owner. It'll be a little challenging, but you just have to have balance, a good support system, but you can do it. And I have even a close friend of mine, and she has 3 children. She's a single mother. She wants to start a business, and she asked me, what can she do to start a business? Do you have any advice for women that want to start maybe a small business or a side hustle that's kind of like easy because they still have to be adjustable for the kid's schedule? Do you have any advice for those women?
I think it's just about tapping into whatever your natural gift is. I think that when we are really good at something, it comes easy to us, but then we also kind of like discount it because we assume that that comes easy to everybody else. So who would pay for that, you know? So like with my mentoring, sitting on the phone with somebody, sitting on a Zoom call and just rattling off ideas is so easy for me. So that is an easy way for me to make money. But a few years ago, maybe 6 years ago, if you would have told me something like that, I wouldn't have even seen that that could have been a productive business because I assumed everybody's mind was like mine, you know? So I think anything that comes naturally to you, that excites you, that lights you up, that brings you joy, see how you can make that into a profitable business or side hustle.
This episode has been sponsored by... Girl, where have you been? I haven't seen you at work in a while.
Girl, I quit and started my own business.
Really? That's amazing. How did you do it?
Well, I've been listening to this Beauty Boss Millionaire podcast, and it really helped me change my mindset from an employee to a CEO.
All that from a podcast?
Yes, the Beauty Boss Millionaire walks you through the process of starting a business and making your first million.
I need that in my life. I need someone to help me.
Just go to beautybossmillionaire.com or pull it up on your favorite podcast app. It's time to boss up.
And sometimes you just have to work when the kids are sleeping, work when you have a free time, a moment. Even if you just start the business and start working on the business plan, carving out, let's say 30 minutes a day just for you when the kids are tucked in bed, make them go to bed a little earlier. I always say if the kids go to bed at 9, they're really not going to go to sleep until about 9:30. Put them to bed at 8 o'clock because then they'll be sleeping by 9. I'm telling you. My kids are always trying to sneak stuff. They were fighting over the dog last night. They were trying to make this poor Yorkie sleep in their bed. I said, the dog does not want to sleep with either one of you all. Put the dog in his bed. The dog was so happy. The dog was like, thank God someone's hearing me. And he's only and they roll over him in the middle of the night. I'm like, y'all got to leave this dog alone or this dog is going to not like, but the dog is so cute. The dog does love them, but they just fight over him. So I have to probably get another dog. But my point is, as a mother, you're balancing out so much. So I put them in the bed a little earlier. That's what's helped me in my career. So I can focus more on my time. Because if not, these kids, if you don't create these boundaries for the children, they'll just be bouncing around, trying to stay up till midnight as they get older, and they'll be bothering you and you'll feel like you can never get anything done. So I think what you said is, finding that gift naturally that works for you and also having a structured lifestyle really helps because a lot of moms, if they're single, sometimes they don't have boundaries because the kids are just sleeping in the bed with them. They're eating in the bed with them. They're having dinner whenever, and they're just doing all these things. But I think for women that are trying to start the business or that have a business, the structure is so important. The schedules are so important for the kids. Kids, believe it or not, need schedules so they can get in the routine of things. And they say if you do it, 21 times is what they say, that they begin to remember and form that habit of doing that. So you have time for yourself or time to work on the business or time to catch up on the reports. Like me, every Wednesday, I do payroll around 9:30 at night when everyone's sleeping. I do my weekly payroll for all of the companies, for all the stores, so everyone's paid on time because I know they're going to be sleeping.
Yes, I did a lot of work when my daughter was sleeping. I started the M.O.B as a brick and mortar owner. And a single mom. And she was just going into kindergarten. And it's also communication too. Like right now, mommy's working on this. Like I kind of brought her through the process. I set different times where if I knew I had to be on my laptop, we would go to certain coffee shops for little work dates where she would get to bring her coloring book and get maybe a treat that she wouldn't normally be able to have. But it was all about communication. Like right now I need 30 minutes to focus on this because this is what I'm working on and this is why I'm working on it and this is what I hope to achieve out of working on this project. And now she's 15 and she gets it. She understands. She's been a part of that conversation and we model to our kids what is possible for life, how their life could look and how we want them to treat their lives. And so it was really important for me to show that not only can you go after your dreams, but this is how I would want you to respect your time, respect yourself, respect your dreams, if you decide to have a business and also, children or a partner.
Thank you so much for saying that. Okay, so I want to speak to this situation. And I love that you are so transparent, because some people want to be so perfect and say they had all these things together. So for I'm going to just say how I want to say it, because I'm a beauty boss millionaire. I'm just going to keep it real. For the hood girls,
Please.
for my hood girls that are going through it, that are single mothers, we commend you for making it work. I mean, I have seen, I'm in the inner city where we have the hood girls with the hoop earrings, with the J-Los, and then we have the Miss New Yorks. Then we got the Black Chinas. I see
Yes.
all kinds of business hustlers. And what I want to say to the women is that if you are in a relationship that is not healthy, get out of that relationship immediately so you can focus on your children and your career. And I'm telling you, I don't care if you think that this man is going to help you pay for something, because I see it a lot. If he is not contributing to your mental health, which is number one, and anything is abusive, you need to leave. You're not going to start a business until you can get your mind clear. I mean, I see women that have men that are cheating on them. They're staying because they're worried about the money. God will bless you and your children with a business so you can get up on your feet, so you don't need this abusive man or this cheating man. I say run to the hills if you find yourself in the situation. Don't look back. Run and leave the situation so you can create a better life for you and your children. And more importantly, we want to make sure that the mothers are setting a good example for these children and the daughters that are watching you. So it's so important that we take our partners into consideration in choosing a good partner, because the kids are watching. And I see this a lot in the hood, and I have to speak to it because my hood girls listen to me. I love my girls. And it's something that I see a lot. It's a cycle that needs to be broken. And a lot of times these guys are driving their cars around. They don't have a car. They're waiting outside of work, waiting for him to pick them up. And I'm like, what's going on? You have to take action. Do not be this nice, sweet person where you don't have what you need to be able to move forward. And this person is dragging you down.
Exactly.
So I started to go off on a tangent.
Exactly. They are the full-time job, but you're not getting paid for it.
That's right.
You got your hustle right there, just chasing this person around. I'm Native Hawaiian, so that's a cultural thing as well. We don't call them hood girls, we call them tittas, but
Hey,
same hoop earrings, all the gold jewelry, all the thing. TITA. It's like we wear hoop earrings, we got the gold jewelry, we're like super kind and nice and do anything for anybody, but definitely like scrap and like, demand respect. But yes, for anybody listening, exactly. You are treating this man like a job anyways, so you might as well just replace that with the business that you want and build that life of your dreams. Because I was in a similar situation. I did have a child young, but I decided that I couldn't stay because, like you said, she was watching, and I didn't ever want her to marry a man that was like him. I couldn't do that, and I knew that she would if she constantly saw me model that to her. So I took off, started businesses, and we made it work. It was scary, definitely. It was hard at times, but you can make it work. You can do it. And when you take that leap, that scary leap, I promise you that God will catch you and make the most out of your life.
You better preach, Aria. See, this is why I'm glad we connected with the mob. I'm so glad that we connected with you. Like, you are so real. Like, I love when we interview real people.
Oh, thank you. Yes, you can only be real.
So you pack the bag. So let's talk about this for a moment. Step 1, pack the bag.
Yeah.
Step
Get
2,
out.
run. Don't look back and change your number, because this is going to be a cycle that, the men, when they know you're about to leave, they try to stop you. And I'm not against men. Like I said, I have a lot of loving men in my life, but I see my hood girls, my tittos. I see these women that are struggling to move away. And that's what the biggest preventer of is starting the business and get it, because you need your focus back. So,
yes.
What doesn't kill? Someone said, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger." All right, Rocky Dog, go ahead and preach, woman.
Amen, Rocky Dog.
Someone else said, and block him on social media.
I love anybody that gets in the way of your success. As you keep going, it's not just men. There's going to be people from your circle, from people when you were broken and damaged and you go into a next level of yourself, they still want you to be that old version of yourself. They still want you to be that girl that you were before because that suits them, that makes them comfortable. So as you evolve, there's definitely going to be other people that you are going to have to block on social media as well and block from your life.
I am a firm believer of if anyone is stopping you or being, even you might have friends around you that are just jealous of you or people that are just low mentality people, you need to leave those people behind because if you want to elevate, you got to elevate alone sometimes without weight being attached to you. All right, so I know we got to wrap this up. Does anyone have any questions for my lovely Aria, who is in Hawaii just relaxing? Well, she's not really relaxing. But she's about to go on this plane, I believe. But she's, she's in my head. She's in Hawaii with a big, beautiful flower, maybe with some hoop earrings. I don't.
Yeah, and like a Mai Tai at all hours of the day. Like just keep that in your head all the time.
I had a comment. This is Jazz. So, you guys are talking about how sometimes, like, the man is a job, and different things you might have to work, at night for your business. So, what I just wanted to bring up, because a lot of people, say, "Oh, I just don't have the time," right? But I was in a situation where I was offered a job where the start time was 3:30 in the morning. So I got myself up at 1:00 and I had to drive an hour to get there. And it was on TV. It was to be a reporter on the morning news. So it was an excellent opportunity. So my adrenaline got me up. I did my work. I drove home just in time to, take care of the baby and get ready for the other one to get home from school and, get dinner and, on and on and on we go. And the point of me bringing that up is like, it was a promise of something exciting, of something new, something that I wanted to do. And that's what made me get up at 1:30 in the morning. So if I can do that to go build somebody else's dream and make somebody else, millions of dollars when you talk about advertising dollars and, just programming and all of the other stuff. And here I am getting, a measly wage, we have to put ourselves in that same frame of mind of getting excited and getting up. Maybe you do get up at 5, 6 in the morning to go and work on your business before the kids even wake up, before they have to, get off to school. You get that extra couple of hours beforehand. And I just think it's important for somebody to hear that, we as people, we will bend over backwards for other people and build other people's dreams and businesses. But when it comes to ourselves, we just don't have time.
Yes. Quote unquote, don't have time.
Quote
Bet
unquote.
on yourself. Bet on yourself. Take that investment into you.
How do I get into the mob?
Right. All right, I'm back. There she is.
Oh, hey, girl. Okay, so we're back live. Sorry about that.
Wait, hold on. Can I spill the beans, though? Speaking of men.
I'm going to say, let me say it.
Okay.
Let me say what happened. Let me say it. So guess what? Speaking of these damn men, so my husband goes to listen to the girl room on what's going on about the girl mob, and he logs in on his phone, which is connected to my user ID. And because he logs in, it cuts all of us off. See what happens when male energy comes? No, I'm just joking.
See?
I'm sorry. He said, he's just sent me a sad emoji. He said, "I'm so sorry. I messed up the whole thing. I'm so sorry."
Oh, no.
Right. We were just trying to figure out how we were going to join the mob. And they just got cut. He's Italian too. He probably had something to do with this,
Oh my God, that's perfect.
Okay. So how do we join the mob?
Okay, yes. You can go to themobnation.com and you can join monthly or you can pay ahead for the year on there. And then we welcome you into our community. You get to list up to 2 businesses on the directory. And I will tell you that the mobs, it is really, we have a saying, and that's "there's a mob for that." And we really mean it. Like, there is a mob for everything. We want everybody to support the directory. So you will see that so many of our members go to that directory first instead of a big box retailer, because we really have built a strong mob economy within that space because everybody is just supporting everybody else first. So get your name listed onto that directory, the world's largest mom-owned business directory, and start networking, start heading to the events, show up to go up, and that's about it.
You guys really have to go and check out her M.O.B thing, because I'm telling you, this is like a whole network. I'm looking at it. There's so many resources available. How much is it a
Yeah,
month?
it is $99 a month, and that includes everything. That includes access to the meetups. It includes listing on the directory, our online community. There's something in the works right now, like I said, that's going to launch that you definitely want to be a part of it right now, because we are taking this to a whole new level. And so right now is a great time. And we are actually shutting down enrollment in September so that we can get all of our current members kind of acclimated and set up, and with all of the new changes and new developments. So definitely right now would be a great time.
Y'all make sure y'all sign up, because like she said, she's shutting down. At first I thought you meant they were shutting down with this whole pandemic. Are you guys open real quick before we end? Are you open? I heard a little bit before I came on that you may have been. Are you guys open or closed? Go ahead.
We are all virtual, so we meet up 2 times per week, and then a lot of the activity happens within our group. So we are open, accepting members. We never missed a beat during the pandemic. We just kept it moving. A lot of the reason is because of that strong economy that we built. A lot of our businesses not only survived the pandemic, but thrived through it, because we're already used to supporting each other first.
Right. And Hawaii in general, are you guys open?
Sorry.
No, that was a great answer too.
We are open. Yeah, it's kind of crazy over here, so I would suggest not visiting at this time. Probably not till like next spring or something, because it is wild over here, as far as like tourism and stuff like that. So now's not the time.
So we won't be going to Hawaii. I heard they were doing they were flying people in and paying for their hotel at first. I heard about that just to get the economy going.
It's wild over here right now.
Wow. Well, we are so grateful that you came on and spoke with us, and we did it, y'all. We came, we saw, we conquered the M.O.B. Mothers making it happen. I love it, Aria. You are so sweet. You are so real. Shout out to my Tita girls. I love you all. Stop making it happen. Shout out to my hood girls that are making it happen and be entrepreneurs. Sometimes our struggle is a little bit harder because we have less resources, but I'm telling you, don't let that stop you. Keep going, keep pushing, keep pushing like the M.O.B's pushing. Thank you again, Aria. Absolutely. You've been great.
Thank you. And we need more women of color making money and in leadership spaces and creating seats at the table. So if you are listening to this, please get out there, do it your way. You're allowed to still be hood and have a business. You're allowed to be real and have a business. You're good enough. We need more diversity at the table for sure.
That's right. All right, y'all. Thanks for tuning in to Beauty Boss Millionaire.
That's it for today. Tune in tomorrow for the Beauty Boss Millionaire podcast. And don't forget to follow the Beauty Boss Millionaire, Falicia Fracassi, on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Beauty Boss Millionaire.